So sensory receptors is a very important topic for examination purpose, and this can come as a short note. So the sensory receptors, the major role of them is to help us learn about the environment around us or about the state of our internal environment. Now the different types of stimuli which are present all around us from varying sources, and they are received and they are changed into electrochemical signals of the nervous system. इस process को हम बोलते हैं sensory transduction. Now this occurs when a stimulus is detected by a receptor which generates a graded potential. Now if this potential is strong enough, this will cause the sensory neuron to produce an action potential which is relayed up to the central nervous system, where the integration happens and then a conscious perception of that stimulus happens. So sensory receptors are basically transducers which convert the various forms of energy into the action potentials, and they are type of receptors which can bind the neurotransmitters or hormones. So they convey the information, as I've already mentioned, about the internal and the external environment. Now if I talk about the classification, so based on their location we have the extero, intero and the telereceptors. Now just go by their names. So telereceptors, they are the receptors which receive the stimuli away from the body. Now, for example, in telereceptors we have, for example, the rods and the cones present in our retina, and they receive the stimulus which is the distant object or distant vision. For example, organ of Corti in your ear. So they receive the external sounds or external noise. Fine. And then going by the names of the exteroreceptors and the interoceptors. So exteroreceptors, that means which the receptors which are the receiving the stimulus from outside the body, and the interoceptors, they receive the stimulus from inside the body. Now based on the type of the activating stimuli, we have the proprioceptors, mechanoreceptors, chemo and the photo. So all these, they are dependent on which type of stimuli activate the receptors. So sensory receptors perform countless functions in our body. Like for example, during vision, rod and cone photoreceptor respond to light intensity. During hearing, the mechanoreceptors in the hair cells of the inner ear, they detect the vibration which is conducted from the eardrum. During taste, the neurons in our taste bud detect the chemical qualities of a food. For example, sweetness, bitterness. Now during smell, we have olfactory receptors which recognize some features of the odors. And of course during touch, we have the mechanoreceptors again, which present in the skin, and the other tissue will respond to variations in the pressure or any touch. So coming to the mechanoreceptors, the tactile sensitivity is greatest in the hairless skin. For example, in the fingers, palm. Now they have a very regular array of the ridges. If you just notice your finger, they have some ridges present on your fingers, so which contain a dense population of receptors. And all the receptors, they have specialized end organs surrounding the nerve terminal. So the sense organ, the touch and the pressure are sensed by the Meissner's corpuscles, Merkel's disc, Ruffini's corpuscles and the Paxinian corpuscle. So the Meissner's corpuscle, they detect any change in texture, and if there is any slow vibration is detected by the Meissner's corpuscles. Then we have the Merkel's disc, they detect the sustained pressure and touch. Then the Ruffini's, they detect sustained pressure, and the Paxinian corpuscles, they detect some deep pressure and the fast vibrations. So these are the diagrams and how the sense organ they look like. The Paxinian corpuscles, they detect the pressure, how the free nerve endings, they detect the pain, the Ruffini end organ, they detect the warmth. So just have a look at this diagram. That, see, the receptors are present A, B, C, D. So from the central nervous system, so basically they are sensing, all the receptors are sensing different types of stimuli, and they are relaying the information up to the central nervous system. Okay? And the communicating cells को हम बोलते हैं glial cells. Already we have discussed it. So this is how the sensory information is relayed till the central nervous system. In this sensory receptor question, the main important thing is to learn the diagrams. Draw the diagrams also. Very beautiful diagrams are there in your book, and just learn the diagrams. See, in this particular diagram, we can see the Paxinian corpuscle, then we can see the Merkel disc receptor over here, then we can see the Meissner corpuscle, then we can see the Ruffini ending as well. So all these are some examples of mechanoreceptors. So this is a very good classification on how to classify, and a very good flow diagram to show the different classification of the exteroreceptors. We have cutaneous, we have chemo, of course, which detect any change in the chemical stimuli, and we have the telereceptors also. Then in the interoceptors we have viscero and we have proprio. So in viscero we have the stretch receptors, the baroreceptors, also their particular situation also. Then we have the proprioceptors, for example your muscle spindle, your Golgi tendon organ, where it is present. So these are the examples and very good way of showing the different classifications of the extero and the interoceptors. Now there are some properties of the sensory receptors. So what do you mean by exactly adaptation? So adaptation is the decline in the discharge of sensory impulses when a receptor is stimulated continuously. तो अगर कोई receptor को हम continuously stimulate करेंगे with constant strength, so there is a decline in the discharge. Discharge means उसके stimulus response में जो भी action potential होगा, there will be decline over time, because we are continuously stimulating it with a constant strength, and this is called adaptation, because now that sensory organ or that particular sensory receptor has now adapted to that stimulus with a particular strength. तो वो adapt हो चुका है, तो अब उसका जो firing potential था वो अब धीरे धीरे इसमें कम हो जाएगा. So there will be a decline in the discharge of the sensory impulses. And of course there are two types of receptors. We have the rapidly or the slowly adapting receptors. The slowly adapting receptors, उनको हम बोलते हैं tonic receptors. They give information about the signal strength and the shape of object, for example like the pain or the cold receptors. And जो rapidly adapt कर लेते हैं उनको हम बोलते हैं phasic. For example the touch and the pressure receptors, which convey the information about the any touch and pressure on your skin. Now what do you mean by coding of the information? So coding of information, what happens that the intensity किसी भी stimulus की is proportional to the frequency of the action potential. Okay, so during the stimulation of a particular receptor, अगर response by that receptor अगर is to be doubled, अगर हमको उसका response बढ़ाना है, so the strength of the stimulus of course उसको भी हमको बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. So इस law को हम बोलते हैं Weber-Fechner law. And this states that the intensity of the response or the sensation, जो response है उस receptor का, is directly proportional to the logarithmic increase in the intensity of the stimulus. Okay, so there is this formula also, it is R equals to K log S. तो R होती है intensity of the response, K is constant, and S is the intensity of the stimulus. Now there is another feature जिसको हम बोलते हैं law of specific nerve energies. So what do you mean by law of specific nerve energies? Whenever the nerve pathway, कोई भी nerve pathway from a particular sense organ अगर central nervous system तक जा रहा है और उसको मैं stimulate करूँगी, तो sensation जो भी evoke होगा is that for which the receptor is specialized. No matter मैं उस pathway पे मैं हाइपोथैलेमस पे स्टिमुलेट करूँ, मैं ब्रेन स्टेम में करूँ, या मैं स्पाइनल कॉर्ड पे करूँ, नो मैटर वेयर और हाउ अलोंग द पाथवे द एक्टिविटी इज इनिशिएटेड, बट जो सेंसेशन इवोक होगी इज दैट फॉर विच द रिसेप्टर इज स्पेशलाइज्ड. ओके, for example the pain receptor give response only to the pain sensations. Similarly the temperature receptors, they give response only to the temperature sensations. सो इसको हम बोलते हैं लॉ ऑफ स्पेसिफिक नर्व एनर्जीज या फिर specificity of response or Muller law. Then we have another feature in the receptors which is known as the law of projection. So what do you mean by law of projection? No matter where a particular sensory pathway is stimulated along its course to the cortex, मतलब जैसे ही वो ब्रेन तक जा रहा है अगर along its pathway में कहीं पे भी उसको stimulate करो तो जो सेंसेशन प्रोड्यूस्ड होगी इज रेफर्ड टू द लोकेशन ऑफ द रिसेप्टर. ये वाला जो लॉ था इसमें ये था कि द सेंसेशन इज इवोक्ड इज दैट फॉर विच द रिसेप्टर इज स्पेशलाइज्ड. ओके, अब ये वाला जो लॉ है ये बोल रहा है कि द कॉन्शियस सेंसेशन विच इज प्रोड्यूस्ड इज रेफर्ड टू द लोकेशन. So whenever a sensory pathway from a receptor to a cortex is stimulated on any particular site, the sensation which is caused by a stimulus is always felt at the location of the receptor. ओके तो वो सेंसेशन कहाँ फील होगी? जहाँ पे वो रिसेप्टर ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट है. इर्रिस्पेक्टिव मैं पूरे कोर्स ऑफ पाथवे में पूरे कोर्स अप टू द ब्रेन में कहाँ स्टिमुलेट कर रही हूँ उससे नहीं फर्क पड़ता. द सेंसेशन विच इज कॉज्ड बाय द स्टिमुलस इज ऑलवेज फेल्ट जहाँ पे रिसेप्टर आपका लोकेटेड है. उसको हम बोलते हैं लॉ ऑफ प्रोजेक्शन. सो इसके एक बहुत ही फेमस एग्जाम्पल है. The sensation which is complained by any patient जिसका हाथ या पाँव amputated होता है तो उसको बोलते हैं हम phantom limb. Okay, phantom limb. Okay, so the sensation which is complained any by amputated patients in the missing limb. किसी का अगर for example if your right hand is cut, if a person's right hand is cut, so that is an amputated patient. तो उसको हम बोलते हैं phantom limb. So क्या होता है कि if a leg has been amputated तो जो उसका कट एंड है इट विल हील ऑटोमेटिकली विद द स्कार फॉर्मेशन. ओके, नाउ द कट एंड ऑफ द नर्व फाइबर्स जो ऑलरेडी कट एंड है वहाँ के जो नर्व फाइबर्स हैं दे आर मर्ज विद इन दैट स्कार. नाउ इफ द कट एंड ऑफ द सेंसरी फाइबर्स दे आर स्टिमुलेटेड ड्यूरिंग द मूवमेंट. सपोज इफ योर लेग इज कट, ओके, द लोअर पोर्शन ऑफ अ पर्सन्स लेग इज कट. नाउ जो कट एंड है इट विल हील विद द स्कार फॉर्मेशन. नाउ इफ आई वांट टू स्टिमुलेट, so the cut end of sensory fiber are stimulated. Now if the person moves his or her thigh, the patient feels as if the sensation is originating from the non-existing limb. Okay, तो उसको हम बोलते हैं law of projection. वो project हो रहा है pain, वो law of projection. That means वो जो stimulus है वो project हो रहा है चाहे भले मैंने उसको कहीं पे stimulate करा हो. Okay, तो sometimes patient even complains कि वहाँ पे लिम्ब नहीं है बट स्टिल द पेशेंट फील्स पेन इन नॉन एग्जिस्टिंग लिम्ब. उसको हम बोलते हैं फैंटम लिम्ब पेन. इट इज़ नॉट फॉर यू एट दिस लेवल टू अंडरस्टैंड. इफ इट्स ओके if you don't understand this, but it's just a very good example. If you just want to search more about the phantom limb, it's very interesting. So the organization of the sensory information, the primary sensory neuron that conveys the information, they're clustered together in the dorsal root ganglion, which is kind of a bulb-like structure. Okay, so this is present. The dorsal horn जो आपका ग्रे हॉर्न होता है ना, जो ग्रे मैटर होता है स्पाइनल कार्ड को, जो डॉर्सल हॉर्न पोर्शन होता है उसमें से there is the swollen bulb portion जिसको हम बोलते हैं डॉर्सल रूट गैंग्लियन. Now another one more important thing which I really wanted to share with you is this homunculus. Now I don't know how much this will be interesting for you people, but this was very interesting. This was very interesting to me when this concept came up to me. So basically homunculus क्या होता है? It's a pictorial representation of the anatomical divisions of your primary motor cortex and the primary somatosensory cortex. Basically, it is the portion of the human body which is responsible for the movement and the exchange of sensory and motor information of the body. तो एक तरीके की विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन है ऑफ द कंसेप्ट ऑफ द बॉडी. आपके ब्रेन में आपके पार्ट्स कैसे ऑर्गेनाइज्ड रहते हैं. सो दो तरीके के होमनकुलस होते हैं, सेंसरी एंड मोटर. सो दे बेसिकली शो द एनाटॉमिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन. डिस्टॉर्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेशन होता है ह्यूमन बॉडी का, एक तरीके का मैप बना होता है, ठीक है, which is dedicated to processing motor functions or the sensory functions. So as you can see in this diagram, see this is not related to your syllabus, but if you just want to search more in this homunculus, it's very very interesting to know what do you mean by homunculus. Just search it on internet, sensory, and there's another one known as motor homunculus. So how the pictorial representation, see आपका इंडेक्स फिंगर, आपका मिडिल फिंगर, आपका फेस, आपका नोज किस तरीके से, सी द लिप, सी द अपर लिप एंड द लोअर लिप कितना बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइज्ड है आपके सेंसरी होमनकुलस में. बिकॉज वाई, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा सेंसेशन सेंसरी रिसेप्टर्स यहाँ प्रेजेंट होते हैं. सी देन वी हैव द अरेंजमेंट ऑफ योर लेग, ऑफ योर हिप, देन ट्रंक, देन नेक. तो कितना सेंसरी होमनकुलस इज़ वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज आपको वो बताता है कि आपके ब्रेन में हाउ द पार्ट्स basically they are distorted, they're represented. So we have a motor and a sensory homunculus also. So if you guys are interested, just look it up to the internet. If you're not, then it's well and okay. It all based on your interest. So that's all for today. The sensory receptors is a very very important question, and you just draw the diagrams. If the question comes, draw the diagrams. The diagrams are very very important, and of course the classification.